Well, if it's going to be, it's up to me to fulfill my dreams and possibilities with dedication and motivation to inspire thousands from all nations. When times are tough and breaks you down, just smile with toughness and rebuild from the ground. During tough times, adversity is a lot. Just remember, time flies, but you are the pilot. Ow! What's up, people? What's up? What's up? Thank you guys for stopping through. This is our Monday Motivational Power Talk with Jay Hunter Lee. I am Jay Hunter Lee, your host for this podcast this evening. We do this podcast each and every Monday, except there's a holiday or something like that, or sometimes I just need a break, right? Because I got a lot of business stuff that I got going on. So, if we do miss a Monday, I'll try to make it up during that week, or we'll just pick it up the next Monday. Thank you guys for stopping in. And then I got my, check it out. I got my Arnold Palmer. You guys remember 2 weeks ago, we did this podcast and I had an Arnold Palmer there. I always yell out tea break. So here's a quick tea break. So this is the second podcast where I had Arnold Palmer. You guys, I'll be back. I'll probably have my little wine glass thingy. I'll probably get back to that soon. But for right now, these Arnold Palmers be hitting on something. It is what it is. I am healthy. I do watch my sugar intake, so I'm in the gym all the time, just like I was this morning, getting my workout in, staying fit. 50 is the new 30 for me. I feel 30. I really do. I'm going to give a shout out to Quintina Lee. The queen is in, folks. Thank you, Quintina Lee, for stopping through. Very happy to see you here. I don't know who else is here yet, but I do know we got people watching on YouTube. Give a shout out to those YouTube folks. We've got people on Twitch. Twitch folks, thank you for stopping in. Thank you folks on Twitch. Guys, if you're not familiar with Twitch, just check out Twitch. Go to Twitch's site, download the app, or you can find me on Twitch under Jay Hunter Lee, of course. Look up Twitch. There's a lot of podcasts that goes on Twitch. A lot of good podcasts out there. So shout out to those folks who are watching, and shout out to those who's watching on LinkedIn. Now, our previous podcast was not aired on LinkedIn. I didn't think it was a good topic to put on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is strictly business, job oriented, Then the topic we had down our last podcast was not a topic I wanted to be out on, put on LinkedIn, So you guys know my main platform is to inspire, motivate, help you with your personal and business development, share some ideas with you to help you grow as a person, help you grow in business. And I get a little fiery at times. I mean, I fire hard, and you guys know me. I don't mind sharing, giving a little bit of little curse words from time to time, and I'm not afraid to use them. I don't care what platform I'm on. That's what I do, right? So you guys know that about me. There's no faking in my shaking in that regard. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm wearing a blue suit right now. This is a navy blue suit. It may look black. If this suit looks black on your end, then you need to change your screen, whatever, whether you're watching me by phone or computer, something is seriously going bad with it, but it should be looking navy blue. This suit should be navy blue. Good to see Bojo. I told you guys we got some folks watching on Twitch. Good to see you, Bojo. I think I pronounced your name right. Bojo88 in the building is watching on Twitch. So you guys see the little icon right by Bojo's name. That's the Twitch icon. That lets you know that someone's watching on Twitch. Good to see you, Bojo. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Um, so you guys, if you want to have a little conversation this evening, and I want to thank everybody for coming in. All right, your real name is Sprike. Okay, that's a different name. That's a unique name. That's a unique name. That's a great name. You know why that name is great? Because it belongs to you. That's why that name is great, because it belongs to you. Okay, I tell people every time they say, hey, man, where are you from? I say, I'm from the great city of Washington, D.C. Say, the great city? I say, yeah, it's great because I'm from there. Because I'm from there. Wherever you're from, folks, is great. So always say that. If you're from St. Petersburg, where I'm residing, if you're a native of St. Petersburg, say, I'm from the great city of St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm from the great city of Tampa, Florida. I'm from the great city of Miami. It's great because you're from there. Remember that, because you are great. Just always remember that you are great. Most people just have not found their greatness. That's unfortunate, but if you keep watching my podcast and others who speak the same platform that I speak, they will help you. Just like I was helped. Everybody get mentors. Everybody need mentors. Why do we need mentors? A gentleman by the name of Les Brown, guy who have mentored me, sat in his speaking class, taught me how to do what I'm doing right now before you. He said once that we all need mentors because it's hard to see the picture when you're in the frame. It's hard to see the picture when you're in the frame. In other words, you need people on the outside of you to tell you about you and be honest in telling you about you. Am I right about that, folks? Am I right or am I right? Come on, folks. You got to understand that. I want to say hello to Becky, who was watching from YouTube. I told you guys I'm on other platforms live as well. Becky on YouTube. Bojo is on Twitch. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you coming in, Becky. Very interesting topic. Yes, we're going to get into this topic today because I want to help you. I want to help everybody. So, quick announcement though. I've been doing a lot of homework recently. Before we get into our topic, I want to give you a quick announcement on some stuff that I'm working on. Looking up a lot of different types of homes, builders, and things like that. And there is really, folks, I would say somewhat of an answer to this high real estate market. Somewhat of an answer to this high real estate market. I mean, we're in inflation right now, headed into a depression, but yet real estate going up. So everything goes up but your paycheck, right? But you have to take control of your paycheck. A person who controls your salary controls your life. But you have to change that. And that's what a lot of my platform is about. Every now and then I might jump a little bit off my platform to talk about stuff that they're doing in politics that I think is terrible. It's like our last podcast was not business related. It was more of a personal podcast. But for the most part, I try to get you guys up on the business aspect of things, being better in your life choices and your business choices. Let me make sure I'm centered. Am I centered, guys? You guys know I'm going to ask that. Right? I am centered now. You guys know every week, every time we on a podcast, I always check to make sure I'm centered. So yeah, that's pretty much what I tend to try to work on to help you guys achieve the things that you want to achieve in your life. Okay, hope that makes sense to you. But we want to talk about something. Before that, like I was saying to you, there are ways that I've seen some homes being built that's only taking hours to build. Some homes are taking days to build. Some homes are being printed. You might say, Jay, what the hell are you talking about? Homes are being printed. Yeah, folks, there's a thing called 3D printing. I did this podcast. I did a podcast several months back talking about the end of the world, so to speak, and how they're preparing to build homes on Mars. They have a company called Icon that's doing they got some sort of partnership with NASA where NASA is allowing them to use their simulators, the simulator environments to print and build homes in an environment that emulates Mars and emulates the moon environment up in outer space, up in the moon, on the moon. They're looking to build cities on places off this planet, folks, called off-world. Building cities off the planet. And they got this equipment emulating building a house on Mars. How does that work? It works just like a regular printer. But I'm gonna give you the difference. You know how you can type up your document, you can draw something on your computer, and you hit the print button and it prints out on a printer. You go to the printer, you pick up the hard copy of what you have did on the soft copy, on the software, okay? This works the same way. The only difference is it's called 3D printing, meaning when it prints, you can actually touch the image that it printed. And this thing prints cement. Instead of ink, it's printing cement or concrete. So these are homes that's being built in a matter of hours, in a matter of days. And then you get your interior designer come in and put the fixtures on the inside. How expensive it is depending on the materials that you're using to put inside the house. But if the house is strictly a 100% concrete, you don't have to worry about beams in the house, get termites eating them up. And, I mean, it's a lot of, and it's certain amount of, there's certain strict material of concrete that prevents it from cracking. I mean, of course, I believe all cement is going to crack, but the crack does not affect the integrity of the home. You guys understand what I'm saying? So with that, folks, I've been studying that. I've been looking into that because if you guys know, I got a big project that have not launched yet, but it's in the works. I can't give you too many details. I'm on an NDA. They said, Jay, you can't say as much as you did before when you're doing your podcast or when you're talking to people. So I just talked to one of the royal family members over from Jordan overseas, and they was indicating your NDA now is going to include these things that you can't really, because we're getting close to this launch and you can't really say nothing. And I get it. I get it. Tea break. So the other houses I've looked up was a house where the house is actually built in a factory. In a factory. And they bring pieces of a house to your home site where you're building your house, and they put these homes together by sections. Are you guys familiar with Lego? It's almost like a Lego house. And when the house is finished, you can't even tell the difference between this house. They call it modular homes or prefab home. Prefab meaning prefabricated home, which means the homes have been fabricated before it even gets to your site. They do it all in the factory. The advantage of that is, if you look at a traditional house being built, that traditional house is taking on inclement weather before the house is even completed. So you're looking at all these woods going up, these beams and everything going up. You get storm, you get snow, you get rain. All of that is putting damage on the house before your house is even finished. And they sell that house to you for a whole lot of money. A whole lot of money. You already got probably water damage on some of the wood. Of course, they'll probably inspect it, go back and fix things, but it's taking on a lot of weather before the house is completed. So these prefab homes, they build them in a factory, and then they ship the homes to your site and put it together like Legos. And guess what? In many cases, these sections are already furnished. They already got the furniture, the wallings and all that is already in the home. So once they sit it down, all you basically have to do is walk in once they put the house together. Then there's another one called kit homes. The homes come to you in a kit and you can build it yourself. Folks, this is some technology coming out there. I don't want to keep going into it. And then they got a company called Boxable. The Boxable, the home fold. They ship the home to you and fold. The home folds out and locks in place, and you got a sturdy home, just like a regular traditional house. Much more, actually, it's much more stronger because it was built in the factory. It had no weather bothering it, because even when it's raining and snowing, they can still work and build this house inside of a factory. All they do is ship it. When they're done, they ship it to your place and unfold it like it's like tiny. Some of them are tiny homes. Some of them are like mansions. The one guy had a mansion. It took him a week to build a full mansion, folks. So anyway, I was doing some homework on that for a project that I'm included on, and that's going well. So, make a long story short, that's been a lot of my homework for the last few days. But I want to talk to you guys this evening. Sorry if I took too long to get to the topic, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. You might want to look it up. Just look up prefab homes, folks. Just do your own research. Get on YouTube. Look up prefab homes. You'll be amazed at this stuff. So let's get into our topic today. Our topic is when your fear meets your why. When your fear meets your why. Why do I want to talk about this? Folks, you hear a lot of speakers talk to you about fear. Excuse me. Quick tea break. Get a lot of speakers talk to you about fear, right? And when they talk to you about fear, they give you the acronym false evidence appearing real. Hold that thought, folks. Don't you go nowhere. I'll be right back. Hold on. Hold on. All right, folks, you guys get back to it. Now, what you guys didn't realize is I had my suit on. I didn't have my handkerchief. Man, you know I got to be right. You know I got to be right. Come on, folks. I got to have the hanky. Got it. Folks, listen, fellas, do not wear a suit if you don't have no handkerchief. You got to have a handkerchief in your suit, folks. Got to have a handkerchief. So I apologize for that, folks. I wasn't in full detailed uniform. All right, but let's get back to it. You hear speakers always talk about fear a lot, and they use the acronym, which is a correct acronym, by the way. Fear, the acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. I get it. I agree with that. But see, there's other ways that you can use fear as well to help you propel, to help you get to that next level, to help you reach your goals, dreams, and aspirations. And that's what I want to talk about in regards to fear. I don't want to tell you have no fear. This is not going to be that kind of video. The video for tonight is going to show you how you can use the fear. Why am I telling you this? Why am I telling you how to use the fear instead of to try to get rid of it? Why? Because naturally, we're all going to have fear for something. You guys understand what I'm saying? Naturally, we're all going to have fear for. I see somebody just laughed because I had to go get my handkerchief. Folks, you got to be right, man. I knew something was missing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, wait a minute. What's missing? I said, my hanky. Got to have the hanky. You got to have the hanky, folks. So listen, You have, and by the way, folks, let's get the likes up. Come on, folks. I'm not giving you any entertainment. This is edutainment. Come on, folks. Let's get the likes up. Click like on this video. YouTube, Twitch. Let's give me some thumbs up. Give me some hearts. Come on, folks. LinkedIn. Come on, folks. Let's get the likes up. Y'all, come on. Y'all know how we do it. Don't hate on me, folks. Come on. This is for you. This is not for me. Come on, folks. Don't hate on me. Don't do that, folks. Let's get these likes up. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. I got the hearts coming in. Thank you, folks. I appreciate it. So as I was saying, I want to show you using fear to get you to that next level. And you probably wonder, how in the world is he going to help me use fear? Because it's going to be there anyway. Just the same as everybody's talking about positive and negative. You don't want no negative around you. You only want positive. Well, guess what? That's not the type of universe we live in. Because there's a law, a natural law of the universe called the law of polarity, meaning everything has an opposite: up, down, south, north, east, west, left, right, black, white, negative, positive. Everything has it. Why does everything has an opposite? For balance. The universe is balanced with the law of polarity. If you look at this light above me, this light only works because negative and positive is working together. Your car can only start up because you have a battery that has a negative and positive post. They must work together. You can't start your car with only a positive post, and you can't start it only with a negative post. So you have to learn how to balance, use the balance that is given to all of us from our Creator, and learn how to utilize the balance, right? So let's talk about the fear, because fear is always going to be there. Some of the greatest athletes in the world, Mike Tyson, used to talk about fear. How he was able to conquer his fear to win majority of his fights. He went a whole career and only lost 6 fights. And those six fights basically came towards the end of his career. But he had fear before all of his fights. He used to cry. Look at his video. He used to cry before he fought, folks. I'm going to show you why that happened and how it worked. When you just have fear and fear alone, folks, it's going to be hard to overcome. Extremely hard to overcome. Fear and fear alone, it won't work for anybody. For anybody. Michael Jordan, he used to talk about his fears. Can you imagine getting cut from your high school basketball team? Can you imagine the confidence that does to anybody? He conquered it. He conquered it. You know, he had to face fear because he didn't want to face being cut again in college basketball or even in the pros. Fear. Yes, false evidence appearing real. Yes. But most people, they don't even understand that. They let fear keep them from achieving their goals, dreams, and aspirations. And it's a reason why they let that to happen. Why is because they are missing something called why. Why do you do what you do? Why do you want to be successful? Why do you get up every single morning and go to your job, go to work, do your business? Why do you do these things? And a lot of people get hindered by fear because the things that they say they want to do is about themselves. It's bigger than you, folks. It's bigger than you. Your why is about yourself. Your why is because you want to get this house. You want to get this particular car. You want to be able to wear certain clothes. That's being about yourself. But we're not put here for ourselves. We're put here to help elevate and liberate other people. That's why we're here. It's called living in your purpose. Most people don't live in their purpose. That's why fear would always kick them in their ass, because they don't live in their purpose. Pursuing your purpose with passion. So, Jay, how does this work? How can I use fear to inspire me? First of all, your inspiration should already be there before the fear. Why? Your inspiration should already be there before the fear, and that is your why. A wise man said to me once, if your why don't make you cry, it's not a big why. Your why should be bigger than yourself, not about yourself. You got, guys, did you hear what I just said? Your why should be bigger than yourself, not about yourself. I'm putting that on my Monday, on my morning quote tomorrow. Your why should be bigger than yourself, not about yourself. So it's not about the car, the house, trying to impress people you don't like. Because guess what? Idiots do that. Idiots do that, folks. You spend money you didn't earn to buy things you don't need to impress people you don't like. That is a complete idiot. A person who is a dummy with their money. Because they don't have a big why. Their why is about them. It's bigger than you. Wise man John C. Maxwell said to me once, he said, you can always retire from your career. See, your career is about you. You can always retire from your career, but you can never retire from your calling. Your career is about you. Your calling is bigger than you. Your calling is about others. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough said, career is what you paid for, but your calling is what you're made for. Man, y'all ain't hear me. Y'all sleep. Wake your asses up. Y'all sleeping. So where am I going? All of that, I just gave you two strong quotes. Where am I going? Let me give you a quick story. It's a story about this is told by a gentleman by the name of Darren Hardy. Look up Darren Hardy as well. He's a phenomenal entrepreneur, multi-millionaire. He was mentored by Jim Rohn himself. He was mentored by Jim Rohn along with Tony Robbins. Let me share with you what he said. Darren Hardy shared a story once about some Highlanders who had raided the village of some lowlanders. During this raid, the Highlanders took one of the lowlanders' babies and gone back up into the hills, up into the mountains. Kidnapped the baby. For the past 3 days, 3 of the most strongest, bravest, well trained warriors of the lowlanders village tried to climb that mountain to try to rescue that baby. For 3 days, they could not do it. They couldn't find a way to get up this mountain. They tried. They didn't have the equipment to do it, but they tried. All of a sudden, one day, they noticed someone coming down this mountain. So they took their weapons, took arms, and went to the mountain and waited for that individual to come down this mountain. And they noticed the baby was on the back, strapped to the back of this individual coming down this mountain. So they thought that one of the Highlanders was returning the baby. And when they found out, who it was. When this person came down to the bottom of that mountain, they found out it was the mother of that child. So they asked her, wait a minute, we've tried to get up this mountain for the past 3 days. We could not find a way to get up this mountain. We didn't have any tools to get up this mountain. How were you able to climb this mountain and go rescue this child? The mother looked them in the eye and said, it wasn't your baby. Is that powerful enough, folks? Is that powerful enough? That is her fear meeting her why. She was inspired. What was her fear? Her fear was losing her child forever. Her why is because she cried missing that child. Think about that, folks. Think about that. Our Creator will put the I see people always ask God, give me strength. I see it on social media. Lord, please give me strength. I hear people say it, Lord, give me strength. And come on, folks, let's get these likes up, folks. Let's get these likes up. I hear people always, Lord, give me strength. God, give me strength. Let me share you something. Let me give you a tiny little secret. You were born with the strength that you're asking God to give you. It's already there. It was given to you at birth. All we need is the guidance to utilize that strength. Everything we need, we are the answers for it. Everything we need, folks, we are the answer for it. See, we live in a world, and I hate to keep saying this all the time, but us as Black folks, we all live in a world where we're looking for outside sources to liberate us. We look for outside sources to give us. You still got people, Black folks, still talking about where's our 40 acres and a mule. As long as we've been here, out from slavery, we had enough time to create our own 40 acres and a mule. Change your mindset. And it has not happened, folks, because we relied too much on people giving us everything. Because we allow fear to keep us from winning. We put fear over faith. See, the inspiration is already there. If you have your why, if you know what your why is, the inspiration is already there. That's your inspiration. Inspiration comes before motivation. Why is that? Because motivation is outside. Inspiration is on the inside. That's why it's called inspiration. In spirit. Break the word down. In spirit. What do I mean by in spirit? Meaning your higher self conceives. Your physical brain receives and your physical mind perceives. Are y'all following me? Are y'all following me? Let me repeat that. In spirit is buried inside of the word inspiration. Why is it in spirit? Inspirited, in spirit, because your higher self conceived, your physical brain receives, and your physical mind perceives. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Look at some of the world-class people out here. You think they just rich because, you think Elon is rich because he's just a genius? It is not because he's a genius. There's a lot of geniuses that don't have nothing. There's a lot of geniuses that's not winning. It's not genius alone, folks, that gets you there. It's your inspiration, your why, your drive, living on the edge, having tenacity. See, motivation can't happen if you're not inspired first. I had someone a few years ago try to debate that. I said, where do you get your motivation from? Where do you get your motivation from? Motivation comes from momentum. Inspiration, motivation brings momentum. Correction of that. Inspiration, motivation, then momentum. Your motivation is giving you the momentum to drive. Your drive momentum, folks. Let me share with you a movie that I love. How many of you seen Dark Knight Rises? Batman, Dark Knight Rises, when Christian Bale had, I think he had like a separated or broken back when he fought this character called Bane. Bane whooped Batman's behind in their first fight. After Bane whooped him, he put him in a dungeon, in a prison cell. He had to heal. There was some other prisoners in there who had helped him heal. After he healed, he had to get out. He had to escape from this prison. The only way he can escape is to climb out of this round hole. And there's a part of this hole where he had to jump from one side to the other side without falling all the way down. So what did he do? He took a rope and tied a rope around him so that if he missed the jump, the rope won't allow him to fall. The rope would just lower him back down. And he tried it so many times. And there was a wise man telling him what he needed to do to make the jump. Christian Bale put the rope on him. Why do you think he had this rope around him, folks? It wasn't for a safety measure. It was because of fear. He feared not making that jump. So the rope tied behind. If you guys seen that movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Good to see Venu from LinkedIn, watching on LinkedIn. Thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. That's right. Venu Morgan, that's right. So Christian Bale, he kept making it, he couldn't make the jump. So the guy asked him, why isn't he making the jump? He said, I don't know why. I don't understand how a child was able to make this jump, and I can't make this jump. The child never had a rope, but the child made the jump as a child and was able to get out of that prison. But Christian Bale couldn't do it. He's a full-grown man, stronger than the child and everything. So the guy asked him in the movie, I'm paraphrasing, I'm not going to give you word for word, but pretty much asked him, what do you fear? His fear, he said his fear wasn't really the not making a jump. His fear was really not being able to save his city. Not really saving his city. The city of Gotham. So the man told him that if that's what you fear, then take off the rope. Then take off the rope. He went back up there again without the rope tied on him. And at that moment, he made the jump. He made the jump. Now, how come he made the jump without the rope, but he couldn't make the jump with the rope? The moral of that scene, folks, of that story is Many people is looking for a safety net before they go out to conquer their goals and dreams. They're looking for a safety net. They're looking for the plan B to catch them if plan A don't work. You see a lot of people talking about, oh, this is what I'm doing here, but in case this doesn't work, I got that to fall back on. Guess what happens, folks? Most of the time, with that mindset, and you guys can take a look at this. Good to see you, Dr. Keith Johnson. Oh man, good to see you, Dr. Keith Johnson. Good to see you. So, folks, if you take a look at this, if you check people who you hear say that, if this doesn't work, I have that to fall back on. Normally, when it doesn't work, that same thing that they said they got to fall back on, that doesn't work either. And I'm going to tell you why neither one works. Thank you very much, Dr. Keith. Folks, shout out to Dr. Keith Johnson. Make sure you guys tap into Dr. Keith Johnson. He does podcasts every morning. Make sure you guys tap into him. He's a great motivator. He's an expert on confidence. So, and I'm talking kind of the confidence right now. So if I'm saying anything that's not true, he's going to check me. I call him Unc. Good to see you, Dr. Keith. Good to see you, Unc. Good to see you, Don Callahan. I really appreciate you, Don. Don is in Canada. Canada. Yes. So, folks, back to what I was saying to you guys is if you take a look at those who say, this is my goal, this is what I do, but in case this doesn't work, I got that to fall back on. Reason why none of it worked is because they didn't put the blood, sweat, and tears into that one thing. Forget plan B. Like I said, your higher self conceives, your physical brain receives, and your physical mind perceives. So put all of your 100% in that goal, in that plan A. Actually, it shouldn't even be a plan A. It should be the plan. The plan. Take the alphabets off of it. Plan A's and B. No, the plan. Make the plan works. There are always different avenues to get to the plan. Always different avenues. Just burn the ship and take the island. You guys understand what he just said? Burn the ship and take the island. That come out of the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Don Callahan said all in or not at all. You guys understand what I'm saying? These are successful businessmen that's co-signing what I'm saying here. So if anybody want to disagree with what I'm saying, they are millionaires agreeing. You guys understand what I'm saying? I'm not making this up. I don't make this up, folks. So back to it. The plan. You got to stick to the plan. So when your fear meets your why, you should propel. You should be able to get to that next level. And I told you early on how the woman who went up to the higher hills, up to the mountains and grabbed her baby and rescued her baby and came back. It's not because she was afraid that she didn't do it. See, you got to understand this. Think about some things you want to do, folks. If you look at average people, most people have fear to keep them from doing a thing where it should prevent them, they got to prevent them from doing it where it should be the reason why they do it. What do I mean by that? Don't be afraid of failure. Be afraid of what's going to happen if you don't take action. You guys, this makes sense? You guys understand what I'm saying? Be afraid of what's going to happen if you don't take action. You know what it takes. People say it takes money to make money. No, it does not take money to make money. It takes guts to make money. You got to have guts. Be afraid of what's going to happen if you don't take action. Instead of being afraid of failure, what is the word fail? First attempt in learning. Failure, so in other words, failure is feedback. See, we've been raised up in the school system and in the workplace where failure gets you punished. Failure gets you fired. Failure gets you an F on your grade in school. That's the mindset we've been raised on. And guess what? Today, as an adult, we're afraid to fail. But let me tell you who is not afraid to fail. Be intentional. That's right, Morgan. Let me tell you who is not afraid to fail. Toddlers. Toddlers are not afraid to fail. Imagine having the mindset as a toddler by being grown when it comes to failure. Have you ever seen a toddler? You know the little walkers they walk in? Have you ever seen a toddler try to get into a tight space with a walker? They never give up, do they? And if they do, they eventually come back and try to get back through that tight space again. And when they can't find themselves getting through that tight space with the walker, how many of you have seen the toddler crawl out the walker to get to the other side of that tight space? See, you got to understand something, folks. The things that we want to do in life, sometimes the baggage that we have is too heavy to carry it. Sometimes you have to let go of some of the weight. You got to let go of some of that weight. It's a reason why it's too heavy for you to get there. That's right, Don Callahan. It's a reason for that. Just like people. You can't carry everybody with you. Everybody is not made to go with you to that next level. You're going to lose friends. You're going to lose family members along the way. What do I mean by losing family members? They're going to hate you. They're going to be mad at you. They're going to say, oh, now you think you're better than everybody. They're going to say these things about you, people. But all you're trying to do is get to that next level. All you're trying to do is conquer your goals, dreams, and your aspirations. That's all you're trying to do. So you use your fear as a means to get to that next level. Not being afraid of failure, but being afraid of what will happen if you don't take action. That's how the elites use fear. That's how Dr. Keith Johnson utilized his fear. Because if you listen to him, and I haven't heard his seminar on confidence yet, but I guarantee you this, he would tell you the same way that I'm telling you to use fear, he's going to tell you the same thing. I know that. The same exact thing. Don't use fear as being afraid to fail. Use fear for what will take place or what will happen if you don't take action. It's just like somebody who got their last dollar. And they know they've been given an opportunity to invest in something that would change their lives and their family lives. But they'll allow fear to keep them from investing. But what happens, folks? What happens? Change your mindset, change your income, change your zip code. Let me repeat that. Change your mindset, change your income, change your zip code. In the beginning of my program this evening, folks, I always start off with a poem. And the first thing I say in my poem is, if it's going to be, it's up to me. Come on now. Thank you, Brother Lopez. That's right. So I always start out, if it's going to be, it's up to me. It ain't up to the pastor. It ain't up to your parents. It ain't up to your politician who you voted for. It ain't up to your wife or your spouse, your husband or your spouse. You. Life is like a boxing match, folks. There is no team out there on your own. You in that ring by yourself. Your team is on the outside coaching you. This is why we need mentors. It's just like boxing. As Les Brown said, because it's hard to see the picture when you're in the frame, it's hard to see yourself inside the ring. That's why you got your coaches in your corner telling you, he's throwing these type of punches. You need to start ducking here. And as you throw them, you need a combination with this punch coming up with that punch. I hope this is making sense to you guys. That's why you got your ring guys. That's why your boxing coach is in your corner, because you out there in war by yourself. By yourself. But you got to get coached. You got to have people like Dr. Keith Johnson. You got to have people like Les Brown, Tony Robbins. Listen to their videos, read some of their books. That is your coaching, folks. That is their mentoring to you. It's not a direct one-on-one mentoring, but that is a way of them mentoring to you by reading and listening to their content. This is my way of mentoring to you by giving you this podcast. Even if I've never seen you in person or had lunch with you. This is my way of mentoring you. I hope this is making sense to you guys. But that is how people are winning, because their fear meets their why. And you got to have a big why. If your why is about yourself, it's a weak why. Your why, if your why don't make you cry, it's not a big why, folks. It can't be about you getting a Maserati. It's okay to have those personal goals, but those personal goals have nothing to do with your calling, folks. I'm gonna give you this again. Your personal goals have nothing to do with your calling. Your goals should be surrounded by other people. How many people that you're going to help? How many people that you want to inspire? Don't be like a whole lot of real estate agents trying to get you to sell when the market is, trying to get you to buy when the market is high. Don't be like them guys. Be the type of agent that's going to tell you, hey, listen, the market is high right now. Give me your information. Let's wait about 18 months. I'm gonna take you all the way through this program. Let's get about 18 months in. Let's see where the market is at. Or, hey, the market is very high on these traditional houses, but I know somebody. If you can qualify, I know where we can get you a modular home the same or just as strong or stronger than a traditional home. It's going to cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars less. That is a real estate agent you should want. So that's the kind of, don't be like a lot of these agents try to trick you into buying when the market is high. Because when it bubbles, every bubble bursts, folks. You buy a house $800,000, and the bubble bursts, then your house is worth $200,000. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. And I'm not a guru, I'm not an expert in the real estate market, but it's not a buyer's market right now. It's a seller's market. Am I making sense, folks? I hope I'm making sense. So the gist of this podcast tonight, don't let fear keep you from achieving your dreams. Instead, use fear as a means to be afraid of what would happen if you don't achieve your dreams. And I'm making, does that sit well with you guys right now? I hope it does. Don't use fear to keep you from achieving your dreams. Use fear as a means of what would happen if you don't. Really appreciate you guys stopping through here. I got 3 favors I'm going to ask of you. Tea break first. Tea break. And how many of you guys like Arnold Palmer? You guys ever had Arnold Palmer? Everywhere I go, when I go to restaurants, I tell them, give me an Arnold Palmer every time. I love Arnold Palmer. So, folks, I got 3 favors I'm going to ask you guys as we come to a close. As we come to a close, I got 3 favors. First favor is share the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, please subscribe. Watching on LinkedIn, please share, subscribe, and share as well, and like it. I would really appreciate it. If this video is not for you, I get it. I'm not looking for everybody. I'm only looking for those who get it. So if it's okay, if it's not for you, I get it. What's in the tea? This is just plain tea. Ernest, this is just plain tea. And shout out to Ernest, folks. He's watching from LinkedIn. Ernest and I were in school together at Kingsland University that we both finished in February. We both got our certificates in cybersecurity. Shout out to Ernest, man. I'm going to give you that shout out, Ernest. Thank you for coming in, man. I really appreciate it. It's just regular tea. This has got light, so I guess it's light on the sugar, I suppose. Let me see. Where is, as a means of what you're having if you don't achieve your goals? Yes. Yes. Vinu Morgan. Absolutely. So yes, if this video is not for you, I get it. It's okay. But guess what? You know people this video might be for. So share it anyway. It's just like you get some food somewhere. If you got some free food, folks, check this out. If you get some free honey buns or something and you're not a honey bun eater, you can take it home to your kids. Maybe they want some honey buns. It might be for them. Say, hey, listen, guy, I got a box of donuts right here. So I'm going to go ahead and give these donuts to you because I don't eat donuts. But somebody else eat donuts, so give it to them. Pass it on, right? Teaching is learning twice. Remember that. So, really, yes, sir, Ernest, anytime. So, share it anyway. That's why I say share the video. Don't make it about yourself. See, that's a person thinking about themselves. Remember, I told you your why is not about you. Your why is about things bigger than you. Yes. So, number 2. Second favor I like to ask you guys is that if you look on the bottom of my screen, you see it scrolling by. At the end of that, you see my other social media platforms, Jay Hunter Lee 1 on Twitter, Jay Hunter Lee on IG, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You see all that stuff. But you also see, thank you very much, Quintina Lee. Appreciate it. Yes. You also see scrolling by where I do ask for a donation for the podcast. Now, here's what you got to understand before you guys go logging off and go, oh, here's more money. Listen to this. It's only for the podcast. It's not for me. I don't want your money. Jamaica in the house. Buck. Yes, sir. So, what do I mean by that? You guys see this banner behind me, my backdrop with my logo, my company logo? This comes from people donating to the podcast. I spent bulk of the money. I spent over $200 to have this done and everything. But I had $80 in donations. So 80 of your donations went towards this backdrop. Early on, you guys remember I used to have a window back here, a wall, and there's a window that sits right here. But it's not there anymore. Now I got my backdrop. So Listen, folks, the donation is strictly for the podcast. I might need a light soon. I might need a camera. I got a laptop here. Things get old. You have to replace them eventually. So, hey, that's all it's for. And now here's what you got to understand. I'm only asking for $20 or less for donations for the podcast. I'm okay with money. If you guys can see, this suit is worth way more than $20. So it ain't about your money. It's strictly for the podcast. So with that being said, $20 or less, I'm not asking for 40 and 50 and all that. If you send me that much money, I will reject it. Why? Because I did not ask for that much money. I'm a fair guy. I'm a very transparent guy. I'm only asking for $20 and less. That's it. Just to the podcast. Now, when I do ask for more money, it's going to be for my class that I'm going to do soon, which is going to teach you how to start and launch your business in 4 to 6 hours. Your business will be live. I'm going to teach a class on that. Marketing it, branding it, everything. I'm putting together a curriculum to do that. It's going to be a live curriculum. So that means you're going to have to be sitting in a room in front of me. That'd be I'm not with this virtual teaching stuff. I don't like that. I don't think that is the best way to teach. That's my opinion. So, so just $20 or less to donate towards the podcast. That's it, folks. I'm not asking for any more money than that. Okay. It can be $5. You want to donate $2. That's all to you. I don't care. I just make a donation if you can. If you can't, that's fine too. All right. Now, my third favor is bigger than all of them. And what is my third favor? That is to sing like no one can hear you, dance like no one can see you, love like you've never been hurt, and live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. I love you. And the world needs you. And it ain't nothing you can do about it. So stop that damn texting and driving. Peace and blessings, folks. Have a great day.